To teach the release cue, say the cue while your dog is in a position, then entice the dog to get up and come towards you. Click as the dog gets up. Great cues to use are free or release because they do not pop up in everyday speech like okay does.
Down. Release. Awesome. Down. Good boy. Yes. Release. So what I'm doing is I'm moving after I say release. So I'm not going release. I'm going release. And then if he doesn't, I'm going to move to get him to kind of get up.
Stimulus control on the release cue means 1. The dog gets up immediately when released. 2. The dog never gets up when not released. 3. The dog never gets up in response to another cue or stimuli. And 4. No other behavior occurs in response to the release cue besides getting up.
Hamburger. Oranges. Release.
To achieve stimulus control on the release cue, one needs to teach the dog that nothing in the environment apart from the release word means get up. To do this, you will click as the distractions happen and later click the dog after the distractions have happened. You will be teaching the dog that all the situations he thinks to mean get up actually mean remain staying. Start from the lowest level of distractions and move to the highest.
That doesn't mean get up. That doesn't mean get up. Apples doesn't mean get up. Cabbages doesn't mean get up. Hey, hi over there. That doesn't mean get up. But the word that he's waiting for, the only word that he can move on is release. And I'm going to encourage him up if he thinks, no, I think you want me to stay here. Release actually is a cue to mean come to me. And get out of the position. So I'm clicking the exact moment that I do the distraction at first. But then, once he's getting it, which he is, I can do the distraction, do some more distractions, and only click him for the hard one.
If the dog gets up, do not give the dog a treat for getting back into position. As quickly as you can, lure the dog back into the location and the position, and then make the distraction slightly easier. For a more advanced dog, you can simply repeat your hand cue or verbal cue. The goal is that the dog never gets up. So if your dog is getting up often, you will need to go back a step to where your dog is successful.
Yeah. So because that's one that he might get up on, I'll use it as an example. So just standing near his back, I'm going to click him for that. And then maybe just slowly stepping over and feeding him at the same time. And now I'm going to release him. Release! Good boy.
Here you can see Tug learning that no matter what I do with my body, and no matter what comes out of my mouth, the only cue that means get up is the release cue.
Woo! Ha-ha! The neighbor's so excited. How can I like that? Pumpkins! And apples! And strawberries! And Margaret! And feet! And the feet! And the feet dance! The feet dance! Free! This will be embarrassing. Free!
Be creative. Proof your dog to stay no matter what you do with your body, no matter what comes out of your mouth besides the release word, no matter what food, toys, people, and other distractions are moving in the environment. Remember to release your dog and move away from stressful distractions like loose roaming dogs, loose roaming children, and other distractions that are unfair to make a dog stay through.
Now I'll add a distraction of a food bag. Down. So I'm clicking the exact moment that I wave the bag. And now I'm going to click as I drop it. Now I'm going to wait a little bit. And I could wait till he looks back at me if you wanted eye contact when you're around, but I don't think that's very necessary, because then if you're not around, they can't look at you. I'm going to work on stimulus control with Tug around toys. I want to teach him that the only thing that means get up is the word free, not a moving toy or the presence of a toy. You can see he really loves his toys. So if you know toys might be more irresistible than food, you might want to start with something like a rock or something that's not even interesting. Or as you can see, Tug, he really likes his toys, but he does love his food as well.
First you could click the dog for just the presence of toys, then you could click as you touched the toys, and then you could click as you slightly moved the toys, to the point where you could throw the toys no matter what toy your dog's not getting up.
Oh. Down.
Here I'm teaching Tug that a squeaky toy doesn't mean get up either.
Good boy. So good.
If you have a dog that's faster than you, it's a good idea to tether them in a leash and harness to something stable. That way you can keep the distractions just out of reach, and there's no chance of the dog reinforcing themselves for getting up.
I'm taking it for granted now. Boing. Boing. Release. Good boy. Yay. You want to go check it out? Go check it out. So I could give him permission, to go see the object if he wanted. Now I'm going to walk around with the object. Hope he doesn't get up. Oh, he did. So I'm just going to move him and lay him down again without saying anything. And try it again. Make it a little bit easier. Oh, darn it. If he gets up and I've clicked, I'm just going to push him back into the same spot with the treat. Not really forcing him, but trying to get him to be down when I release the treat, because I did click.
Step 3. Raising criteria and adding variety. Raise criteria by combining the distractions, the distance you can get away from your dog, and the duration that your dog remains staying. Use a variable ratio of reinforcement. Basically put, the dog never knows when he will get a reward or be released. Vary the rewards you use: treats, toys, access to the environment, people, and other dogs. Be unpredictable. Release your dog while you're next to your dog, as well as from different distances. Release your dog after short periods and long periods. A down is usually the most comfortable position for a dog to remain in for longer periods of time. Make sure to have your dog on a harness and a long line during the training process so the dog is never reinforced for getting up without being released. Here you can see me combining the distance, distraction, and duration of the stay at the park when my border collie was a 13-week-old puppy. By using back chaining and teaching the release cue first, it makes raising criteria much easier and much faster. The puppy never knows whether she's going to get to run after me and play with the Tug toy, whether I'm going to return and give her a treat, or whether I'm going to go back, release her, and then we're going to go for a walk and she can sniff the bushes.